All right, ladies, gentlemen, gamers, welcome back. Welcome back to something we haven't done in a very, very long time. And by a very, very long time, I just mean like double the usual time, which is like a month. So, Riot took their long extended patch break, and as all things happen to come, this one came as well. Time passes, and time waits for no one. So we're here to go over the patch notes for 12.6. I'm still sad as fuck. I still hate my job, and things are still going bad for me. But that will not stop me from doing patch notes until the day that it does. But we have a lot to cover. Hopefully it doesn't take too long, because I'm already late doing this. It's already late at night, and this is going to bleed into my sleeping time. But I suffer for the content, so it's okay. This is the Anima Squad bullshit with the anime furry skins, which I'll give my opinions on. And then it is the Mythic content overhaul, which we'll slightly go over. And then we'll look at all the other stuff. So because it's been about a month, I'm assuming there's going to be a lot in here. Oh my god, it looks like there is going to be. So let's just get through it. Anima Squad up, that is. It's been a hot minute since mid-patch 12.5, which I'm not going to go over. And I don't even know what they did. So there's a lot in store this week. Oh joy. I'm going to be up till like 12 a.m. In addition to some spunky new sci-fi skins, we have buffs and nerfs galore. Let's see if they're for the right people. A set of adjustments to Rengar. I heard they were making Rengar actually garbage. And systematic changes to sustain items and runes. They're going to keep nerfing sustain. And by nerfing it, they're just going to provide options to counter it and not really nerf it. Phase 1 of the Mythic content overhaul is also finally here. What do you mean phase 1? There's more phases? What? Keep reading to find out more about Mythic Essence and Mythic Shop, Unvaulted Prestige skins, and updates. An update on phase 2. Oh my god, here we go. Anyway, back to the Rift. Heard norms are looking kind of sus this week. Gonna go check that out. What the hell happened with norms? And then we have TFT bullshit. Cool. So this patch we have Battle Bunny Prime Riven, which is an ode to the original Battle Bunny Riven, which is, I believe, the first of its kind. Battle Bunny MF, Battle Bat Vayne, Battle Wolf Silas, Battle Cat Jinx, and Prestige Battle Cat Jinx, which not only is an AD, but it's also one of my favorite ADs, Jinx. And then we also have Ashen Knight Pike, which is a part of the new Mythic overhaul, which we'll go over, and a whole bunch of other shit. So I'll go over those at the end and how they look. So first of all, Azir. What do I think of Azir? I think he's okay. I think he's probably still used in pro play. I think they've nerfed him to all hell because of pro play. I still think he used to be one of the best scaling mid laners in the game. When you got to late game Azir, it was like an animal. I don't think it's like that anymore, although I still think he's strong, but I could see a argument for a nerf or a buff. I would lean towards buff, though. A little birdie told us that Azir's been weak, and the numbers told us the birdie was right, and they're not playing him in pro, so I was kind of wrong. In a scaling meta, and he's not showing. Okay, cool. So they're buffing his health, which means this does nothing. He's gaining an extra 200 health, which does nothing. Darius. What do I think of Darius? I think Darius, along with GP, are two of some of the best top laners for opposite reasons. I think Darius is an absolute monster early, and if you lose early on Darius, you have to be like checked in the head because something's wrong up there. And he scales decently well into mid and late, although he kind of doesn't have too much strength there. Although if he's left unchecked, he can definitely do damage. I think GP is the opposite. GP does nothing early, and he scales extremely well into late, and if he gets to late, you basically lose the game if the guy has half a brain. And he's super safe laning if he plays like a bitch because of the orange. So they're both great top laners. It's just Darius is good early, GP is good late. But these are both the top laners that if I see them, I get upset. I do not want to go against either Darius or Gangplank. But that being said, I haven't seen Darius almost at all, which is a good thing, but probably means he's getting buffed because he hasn't been used. So let's see. Darius has been lagging behind other Juggernauts after the fighter item changes, so we're giving him a beefy damage boost. As a reminder, his ult's total damage can be increased by 100%. So I'm assuming that means that the buff they gave him wasn't that big, because they have to reiterate that his ult is increased. So let's see. Minimum true damage is going to 125. So they're just upping the base damage by 25, then 50, then 75. Times that by, or not times that by 100. Times that by 2, so you're essentially gaining a 25. I mean, it's okay. So you're getting double the amount of the change that was in it. So to put that in perspective, what my crazy mind is saying is 100 was buffed to 125, but at max stacks, that's going to be 150. So you're getting 25 from the buff and then 25 again at full stacks. So for 250, you're gaining 50 from the buff from 200 and then another 50 at 100%. So you're getting 500. So instead of it being 400, which it was before, it's going to be 500. Honestly, that's not bad. I think it's really good. I think, honestly, this could be not the make or break, but it'll definitely help you out in more situations than not. Darius is all just doing more damage is already scary because it's true damage. So this is a pretty good buff. Hecarim. I think Hecarim is just constantly in a cycle of buff nerf. I haven't played League for a month because there's been no pass. So I don't know what he's in. Let's see. Tankerim is taking over pro again. I'm fine with Tankerim taking over pro. I think Hecarim should, for what he does CC-wise, not really do damage and just build tank. I think that's fine. Because he still does do decent damage. But if you build him like full damage, it's just kind of a amalgamation of something that's not supposed to be done on Hecarim. But anyway, let's see what they're doing. If I had to guess, they're probably going to buff his scalings because they want him to maybe build AD, or they're just going to nerf everything. I don't know. If they want to make him still playable, they're going to buff his scaling so that way you're incentivized to build more damage. If they don't want him played, then they're probably going to nerf everything on him. Why don't they just nerf the item? Because then they would nerf every other character that uses the item. The item's not OP, it's just OP on Hecarim. So if you nerf the item, yeah, it doesn't become OP on Hecarim, but it gets worse for everyone else. No one builds it except Hecarim. I'm assuming you mean Predator. If that's the case, that's actually not true. A couple people do go Predator. I know Gragas's who go Predator. Amumu can go Predator. A lot of people can go Predator. So it works out. Oh, thank you. Thank you. We got a nice little fruit delivery. Anyway, so yeah. Chem Tank? Oh. Same thing applies. You're talking about Chem Tank? They've already nerfed Chem Tank enough, ironically enough. I think they nerfed Chem Tank a lot. But we'll see. Maybe they change it later on. We don't know yet. They might actually add a nerf to Chem Tank too. But let's see what they're doing. So the Q base damage is going down later. And it's going down by a lot too. It's going from 208 to 180. That's a pretty hefty amount. They're not touching the scaling though, which is fine. And then the E, I honestly think the E should do like no damage at all. So I don't know why this is even still here. And it's also going down by 220 to 180, and then the scaling stays the same. Yeah, so Hecarim just does less base damage, so if you're building tank, you're actually going to start doing no damage. Now, this is fine. Alolo AI. What do I think of Alolo AI? I think Alawi, unless they do major changes to her, is always going to be the same. She's always going to fuck the enemy if they gank her, if she's, like, not stupid. If she's not dumb, Alawi wants to get ganked. The only thing that of recent has been really, really, really bad for Alawi is anti-heal. Because they've overloaded the game, especially with mages, with anti-heal, Alawi just gets shut down now, because that was one of the main things that was so good about her, is the amount of healing she could do. But because everyone and their mother now has anti-heal with, you know, Thorn Mails, all the mage items, support items, the 1 AD item, it's like Alawi isn't as good because of the anti-heal, so I'm assuming they have to buff her damage. If they don't, then whatever change they do, unless it's like a really good change, it won't matter. Quality of life change on R and several bug fixes. No balance changes here. Instead, we fixed a lot of bugs. Let's see this shit. Because if they fix relevant bugs, it is a buff. So let's see. Leap of Faith now cast with Alawi facing towards your cursor, allowing for more favorable tentacle spawns. I mean, that's like a little weenie buff. That's fine. Bug fixes when Alawi attacks a vessel. I usually don't read these, but let's read them here. When Alawi attacks a vessel while empowered by W, nearby inactive tentacles will now slam her target as soon as they become active. That's good. Spell queuing has been added to W and R. Oh, that's really good. You could buffer them now. That's super good. Power Slash's visual indicator have been fixed and will show the correct range. How the fuck was that allowed to not be there before? That's crazy. You would just have incorrect range on your W indicator. Tentacles can no longer spawn on either team's base gates. Wow. That's kind of a nerf. Vessels no longer contribute to Alawi's creep score. What? I mean, did it really matter? It was only 1. Tentacle Smash and E. Test of Spirit will now be visible to nearby enemy champions when cast from Fog of War. The fact that it wasn't was kind of OP. So we actually have decent buffs, but decent nerfs as well. The fact that you couldn't see a giant tentacle slamming you from a bush was kind of funny, but it was kind of OP. You just take like a big chunk of damage out of nowhere. But I would say Alawi's overall probably better with this, but only slightly. So she's basically the same. Jax. I think Jax has kind of fell out of favor. I think before, if you were a good Jax, you could win any matchup if you were skilled enough. Now, I think because of all the overloaded kits and just the perversions that happen in this game, and the item nerfs for top laners constantly, I don't think Jax is as good. I think he definitely has good matchups, but I don't think he's as good anymore. I hope to see buffs here. I want to get that Jax skin he has, freaking Mecha Kingdoms. Jax has been mediocre for a while. Damn, right? It's harsh. So we're giving him some early game power to help him out. He may not have a real weapon at first, but he can buy one a little sooner. So his base health is going up, which doesn't matter. I have Mighty Jax, I think. I believe I have Mighty Jax. Is that the one where he's a hockey stick? I don't remember. Yeah, then I have it. I do have Mighty Jax. I use it often. They made him small. Yeah, he's so tiny. I know. Alright, so the W is going up by 10 early and 10 late. Okay, this does nothing. This actually does nothing. 10 more base damage is okay, but it's really nothing. He shits on you as a little gnome. Yo, so do I. Okay, so Jax is basically the same. Nidalee. This character is so fucking shitty and ass. This character needs to be removed. Unless they make her Q a fucking throwable nuke, I don't think she's gonna be good. And even when it is, I don't know. I feel like Nidalee just misses so often now, and there's other junglers that do her job not only better, but they do more than she needs to do, and easier too. I think Nidalee is just so fucking ass. Her, Lee Sin, and I would make an argument for Elise, but Elise is like almost good. She's like the best of the three. They all need to be removed. And Nocturne a little bit. Nocturne and Elise are like the upper echelon of shit. And Nidalee and Lee Sin need to just be removed. They're so ass. But anyway, let's see what they're doing. Let's see what kind of useless buffs they're doing now. Human W cost decreased. E mana cost decreased. Late and cast range increased. Cougar W damage radius increased. Human form Nidalee is a mana hungry huntress. Even though she only really does one ability and her heal, but okay. Her overall kit is much more compatible with non-mana mythics. By giving her more... Why don't they just make her run on energy? The fact that Nidalee needs mana is so stupid. I don't understand why she needs mana. But anyway. Bigger, sick, and claw enemies in jungle camps more effectively. Her heal cast range was pretty restrictive. Her heal is kind of ass anyway. So we're increasing it to match that of a bushwhack trap placement. Okay, so these are useless. This doesn't matter. Mana cost went down by like 10. Sure. E Primal Surge down by 20. That's pretty good, actually. Cast range, a lot better, but still ass, because that's the heal. No one cares. And then the Pounce AoE damage radius is up by 25, which is very small, and this means nothing. Nidalee's useless. Okay, Rengar. I don't know exactly what they're doing. I've heard whispers of it, but I heard they're making Rengar absolutely garbage. So let's see. Let's see what they're doing. Passive adjustments to Ferocity, Leaps and Bone Tooth Necklace, new Ferocity resource bar added, that sounds garbage. Q basic attacks now always crit, that's not too bad. Damage now scales with crit chance, so you're actually building him crit. I feel like there's very few assassins who actually go crit. Like, you just go lethality and shit, right? Unless maybe you're Yi, but they didn't like Yi going crit, so they nerfed it on him. So it's like, I don't think a lot of, if not any assassins actually do go crit. And it's finally good to have one that is incentivized to build it because they scale off it. I think that's really good. Excuse me. Now you're actually going to see Rengar legit probably one-shotting ADCs again. But anyway, now applies against towers. Oh my god, are they pushing lane Rengar? No longer applies against plants. E cast time during leap removed. That's really good. Now grants true sight and some vision around target. R now also grants some vision around target. Let's see what they're doing. This is basically a mini rework. Our big kitty finally has some big changes coming to his kit. Our goals were to smooth out Rengar's gameplay, keep his current playstyle, and clarify his builds. Yeah, I don't know about the ferocity bar, but everything else I think is spot on. We're going to keep a close eye on the Q crit damage ratio so he doesn't get too out of line yet, because they know it's probably OP already. We also know that Q no longer applying on plants can be painful for seasoned players who use this mechanic. Oh yeah, in the beginning, we strongly believe it wasn't healthy to support long term and have instead moved to the power to more accessible parts of his kit. You know what this basically means? They thought Rengar was too hard. They thought Rengar was too hard for players to really figure out that if you jump on the plant early, you get a ferocity stack. Which, in reality, it's not. It's just people learning more and being good at the champion. But Riot doesn't like that. They don't like people being too complicated. Look at what they did to Aphelios. Anyway, Rengar's next leap will get 1 ferocity only if he has 0 upon losing all ferocity stacks, no matter how much ferocity he gains before his next leap. Wait, what? So he has to have no ferocity to jump? Huh? Rengar's next leap will grant 1 ferocity upon losing all ferocity stacks. Oh, okay, no, so he could still leap. It's just he only gains 1 if he has nothing else. Okay, I understand. That's a nerf though. That's definitely a nerf. Actually, I don't know what the difference is. This is weird. I'm not a Rengar player. Rengar will be able to leap after 0.25 seconds in a brush or in camouflage, so he has to wait or send his E consistently rather than based on a 0.3 to 0.55 second timer. Leap range has been slightly increased. Okay, so this was just them. This is kind of like a quality of life change. They're just making it so he jumps at the same time after being in the bush for, like, you know, a third of a second. Rengar now has a ferocity resource bar that indicates how much ferocity he currently has. Stacks generated by leaps will have a different color. I don't understand this. Rengar's next leap will grant 1 ferocity upon losing all ferocity stacks. So only if you lose all of them will you get it, but you can only lose all of them if they're full, can't you? Whatever. All ferocity stacks fall off after 10. Oh, or that happens. Okay. So they're increasing the amount of time you have ferocity, which is good. Then Bone Tooth Necklace is 3 seconds of damage. Okay, so they basically double the time you could get your stacks. This is weird. I don't know. Q. Rengar's empowered Q is now always a critical strike instead of regular crit strike damage. Each 1% critical strike increases the empowered attack damage by 0.66, 0.99 with Infinity Edge, so by basically 1% with IE. It applies to basic attacks against towers, which is crazy, because the Q is basically an auto reset. Savagery no longer applies to basic attacks against plants, that's fine. So you can't double stack the ferocity. So you can still get it off the plant, you just can't get 2 because of the Q on it. That's fine. I honestly think that's fair. Bola, no cast time, and now grants True Sight and Vision. Quality of life. Now grants not only True Sight, but also normal vision 100 units around the nearest enemy. That's actually really good. That actually makes it so if you try and jump on someone, right, and you only see them, you can know if their teammates are hugging them. Because that's what would happen. You try and jump on the AD, and then you just jump on like the AD and then the 2 tanks surrounding them. In an ideal world, which never happens. Overall, I think it's better, but it's weird. We're going to have to see how this sits. I think overall damage-wise it's probably better because Rengar scales harder with crit now. I don't know about all the other stuff about the ferocity changes and everything. And especially with the Q change on the plant, that's going to hurt early players. But I think overall this should be a buff, especially with the Q. And the E is really good too. And the R is just like a quality of life thing. Pretty good. Tryndamere, this guy got complained about because they wanted him reworked because they hated his ult. Little do they know, if they rework Tryndamere, the ult's going to get probably better, if not stay the same. But anyway, I think Tryndamere is basically an okay character. I think he's a little OP, just because I hear people complaining about him. I don't think he's OP, but from what I've heard, and the amount of frequency I heard people complaining, I think Riot's going to nerf him because people think he's OP. Tryndamere is too strong at the highest levels of play, which makes no sense, unless he's overloaded. His kit scales too well with ability haste. Okay. So we're readjusting his cooldowns to account for the higher amounts of ability haste available to him through these items. So this is kind of weird, right? So I think this only happens in pro play. I think in lower levels of play, the players don't really know to build ability haste as well as Navori on him. Because Navori is kind of what makes him busted. Navori is hands down probably the most broken item on Tryndamere, if not also Kog'Maw. Kog'Maw and Tryndamere I can only think of as the two main Navori users who it actually has a really good benefit for. They changed his ult because people put 1 point in his ult and max it last? Really? I mean, it makes sense. You don't really get cooldown from it, I don't believe, and then... Oh wait, maybe you do, because I'm looking ahead now. You do. I mean, it makes sense, because who cares if you live with 25 health, or you can't get reduced below 25 or like 100? Like, it really doesn't matter. You're gonna die anyway if you don't kill them, so... Let's see. Let's see what's happening. But yeah, Tryndamere, honestly, at this point, I think they're doing what they should have, or kind of what they're doing with Hecarim, right? Hecarim, Chem Tank is busted on him, so they nerf Hecarim. Tryndamere, Navori's busted on him, so what do? They nerf his cooldowns, which is good. So let's see what they're doing. Cooldown reduction per critical strike, 1 second, 2 seconds, 0.75 to 1.5. This is a nerf, but this is honestly a slight nerf. This really doesn't change much. Tryndamere is going to still be dashing like crazy, but now it's going to be slightly more reasonable. But I still think it's ridiculous. I still think the amount of times he has his dash up if he builds Navori and crit, which it's Tryndamere, you're building crit anyway, it's actually just going to be insane. He's so mobile, it's unfair. And then Undying Rage is going up by 20 seconds. That I actually can agree with. I feel like Undying Rage was always up. It's a shame they're only nerfing it early. I think they should nerf it late too. I don't think Tryndamere should have his ult up that soon later. Like, every minute and a half is basically you guarantee it for the team fight. I don't think it should be up every team fight. Look at Karthus. Karthus' ult is AoE. And granted, you know, it's a guaranteed AoE. But it has such a fucking long cooldown, even though I feel like it's not that impactful. Unless you're doing really well. Tryndamere, I don't know. Something like this maybe should be longer. I'm surprised it's so low. But it is what it is. Tryndamere is basically the same. Slightly worse, basically the same. Wow, and that was all the champion changes. Holy shit. Okay, so let's see what kind of bullshit they're going to say about sustain again. Many sustain options were added with the introduction of Mythics last year, which I bet you they regret. Especially for early game itemization, which everyone built lifesteal and healing. We believe sustain is still a compelling choice for Mythic slots, aka the only one, but these options just give a bit too much bang for your buck as they are today. Yeah, because who doesn't want safety? To make the trade-offs between sustain and power more significant, we're adjusting some lifesteal choices that better reflects their nonsense. Hopefully you'll see less of those drain tanking plays that can happen when the items are stacked. I remember there was a really popular clip going around of a Rost fighting a Volibear. This Rost and Volibear fought, I think, for 2.5 straight minutes before I think maybe one of them died. They kept healing with Gore Drinker, which thankfully was nerfed, and then all the other healing that was in the game, they just kept healing and healing and healing, and once I saw that clip, I laughed. But then Riot added in so much anti-heal, I don't think healing is too much of an issue. It's just a weird band-aid solution that doesn't really fix the problem. They just need to nerf healing in general, which hopefully they do here. But then they gotta scale back on the anti-healing a little bit, because I feel like it is overblown now. But let's see what they're doing. Lastly, we've left the fighter system items out of this list since they were recently adjusted, and they're doing okay, which is why they're buffing all the top laners. My ass. Okay, Immortal Shield Bow, the item that makes some ADs kind of stupid. 10% to 8%, we're losing 2%. This sucks dick. How the fuck for a Mythic do you give it 8%, the same as a Vamp Scepter? I think Vamp Scepter might honestly be more. There's no way. Unless they're... Okay, yeah, they're nerfing Vamp Scepter too. Okay. I hate how they're only nerfing mainly AD items. Blade you can argue other people use, but I would say... Actually, yeah, no, I wouldn't count Blade as an AD item anymore. This is fine. Anyway, so the shield amount is going up for Shield Bow. That's pretty good. And then empowers each of your legendary items with 5 to 50, 5 to 70. Okay, so it scales harder. I can agree with this. I think Immortal Shield Bow shouldn't give you so much lifesteal. It should give you a better shield. But this is fine. Honestly, this is fine. And then they're nerfing everything that builds from Vampiric Scepter because it has to make sense. You can't build Vampiric and then have something be less lifesteal than Vampiric. It just wouldn't make sense. Runes. What are they changing with the runes? We have a few changes to runes related to the sustain item changes above. Most notably, we're replacing Ravenous Hunter with new shiny and non-sustain related rune. Wait, what? Treasure Hunter? Ravenous Hunter was too prevalent in the sustain system. Yeah, because it gave free healing. Just for playing the game. If you weren't in Iron, you were getting a benefit out of Ravenous Hunter. Like, unless you're in Iron and you're just too scared to fight the enemy, why? Like, it's such a good rune. It's such a good rune. Okay, so this meant we had to tone down the rune. A pretty sad state to mitigate its potential sustain power. Sustain also felt a bit out of place in Domination, a rune that's supposed to be about aggression. That's true. The replacement will give us more room to let sustain shine in the limited places where it still exists. Wow. Okay, so they took out Ravenous Hunter and they put in Treasure Hunter. What does this do? Gain 70 gold when you claim a Bounty Hunter stack. This bounty is increased by 20 gold for each Bounty Hunter stack. Okay, so it's scaling gold the first time you kill a champion. So this could go up to 70, 90, 110, 130, 150. Damn, okay. Okay. That's pretty good. That's actually really good. It gets you ahead more. It rewards aggression. That's good. I like that. Fleet Footwork. This rune is so fucking garbage. It's so garbage because ADs used it. They didn't like sustain. They nerfed it. Then melee people used it. They didn't like that. They nerfed it. And it's just terrible. Healing upon fully energized attack. They better be buffing this. 10 to 100 plus 40. 10 to 100 plus 30. Wow. This rune is probably one of the most garbage runes there is. This rune is so bad. Never go this. Bloodline. Oh no, this is my favorite rune. Lifesteal per stack. 0.6 to 0.4. Okay, at least they're still, so it's going from, how much is this? 9% to 6%. Damn, they're nerfing it by a third. After reaching maximum legend stacks, your maximum health is increased by 100. Okay, that's pretty good, though. It's kind of a little random, but that's pretty good. Overall, these are kind of just nerfs to Samira, man. Because Samira builds so much lifesteal. I mean, she's going to have enough even after this, but damn, this hurts. Okay, and then Mythic Content Overhaul. Phase 1 of the Mythic Content Overhaul has arrived. Here are the details. There's a couple of changes. Oh, I want to read this. Hold on. Hold on. Let me get the Googles up. We're going to read this because I'm actually interested in this shit. There we go. Okay, there's Google. Alright. Mythic Content Overhaul. Hot on the heels of our season start video announcement, here's a walkthrough of the 3 shit. So I kind of went over this already, but I'll go over it again. So, Gemstones and Prestige Points, Riot doesn't like them, so they're making a new purple currency, which makes sense, because they already have yellow and blue. And the purple is now Gemstones. So, Gemstones and whatever, the Prestige Points convert... Oh, no, only Gemstones, sorry. Gemstones convert at a 1 to 10 ratio, so every 1 Gemstone becomes 10 Essence. That's fine. Your Prestige Points will disappear, they don't become anything. That's fine. After the conversion, Mythic Essence will replace Gemstones and Prestige Points. So there's no more Prestige Points, there's no more Gemstones, there's just Mythic Essence. Great change. I like them consolidating it all into one thing. That is very good. Mythic Essence drop rates for Masterwork chests will temporarily increase. So if you spend money on the game, there you go. Okay, we're also replacing the Gemstone shop with the Mythic shop. So instead of spending Gemstones, you could spend Mythic Essence to buy the skins, although they do cost more now. So also they're not all going to be available, they're going to be rotating. So right now currently, I'll use this as a little guide. Let me put away Google real quick. Right now currently in the loots, you go to the Gemstones, and this is as far as I understand it. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is how it works. So you go to the loots and you see all the Gemstone skins here and some extra bullshit no one fucking buys. So you see all this here and you see how I could get it at any time. The difference now is you can't get everything at any time. They're rotating. So here we go. Do they have this here? Yeah, they do have this here too. So let me keep reading it. Let me show it again. There we go. So, prestige skins released at least 1 year ago are eligible for unvaulting in the Mythic shop. 2 prestiges will be unvaulted each month. Oh wait, so I think maybe all the Mythic or all the Gemstone ones are also available at all times. The prestige skins are going to be rotating though. Okay. So, here's how Mythic Essence prices will be determined. First unvault, second unvault, third unvault. So, based on the number of times they were in the shop, aka how old they are, they're gonna be costing more because they've been out so many times already. And then the 2018 and 2019 one, if you have the original ones, you're now gonna get this cool little chroma for them too. How nice. So the higher exclusivity and difficulty of obtaining them compared to new prestige. In addition, when those prestiges are unvaulted, original owners will receive exclusive modified versions. Cool. The cutoff for OG ownership will be 1 patch before the Mythic Essence transition, which already happened, so this is too late. KDA Evelyn, I don't care. So these are the ones that are all going to be unvaulted already. So 6 prestige skins will be unvaulted for 3 months. Kaisa, Irelia, Thresh, Zoe, Teemo, and Diana. All pretty shit. Kaisa's okay, Irelia's okay, Thresh's ass, Zoe's ass. Diana's probably the best one, honestly. And then we have the Mythic Thematic skins. So, old Gemstone skins will also be unvaulted. Okay, so they're not always out. They're also on a rotating schedule. 2 at a time. Will rotate every 3 months instead of each month. So the Prestige comes and goes every month. So after that, these get unvaulted every 3 months. Oh my god. Yeah, so the Mythic skins get unvaulted every 3 months. So, and it's for 50 Mythic Essence, so it's actually cheaper. It's like half the price of a thing. Oh no, that's the Ward skin. Ew. Ew, who cares? Ew. Okay, I missed some paragraph here. So it's actually going to be the price of a regular Prestige skin. So they're making everything like... Oh, no, it's going to be normal. Okay. So it's going to be normal on the first time it's around, and then every time after that, it's going to follow, I guess, this... Or, I'm sorry. This pricing, I believe. Let me actually slow down and read now. The first unvaults will be Hextech Annie and Hextech Amu. That is so ass. We're retiring the Hextech Thematic and introducing new seasonal Thematic. So after this... No more Hextechs, which is kind of sad. I actually like some of them. But now we're actually getting Mythic exclusive skins which don't have to be tied to a certain theme, which is good. Now we're just getting Elden Ring Pike, basically, which is really good. So we're going to get actually exclusive skins that come back every so often that you can't just buy whenever. So it's kind of like the themed skins they did for the holidays back then. Very nice. So a new Mythic Thematic skin debuts at the beginning of each 3-month rotation and rotates out at the end. These skins cost 100 ME on debut and will cost 125 when they're unvaulted down the road. Cool. Very cool. My question is, I could see eventually there's a bloat happening though. If they're adding one new skin to the Hextech pool, or not the Hextech pool, the Mythic Thematic pool with these bullshits too, with the Hextech. Because Hextech is in the Mythic pool now too. So the Mythic pool includes the Hextech skins, which are old, and then the new Mythic themed ones. So because they're going to keep adding Mythic themed ones, eventually, if they're only adding 2 every 3 months, you're going to have to wait a long time before you get the skin that you want, which is a little scary. But I mean, hey, they're looking for longevity, so here it is. And then the other shit we don't care about. This, with the addition of Legacy Prestiges to the Mythic shop, we're removing Mythic skins, including Prestige skins from loot pools. So basically, all the Hextech skins, as well as all the Mythic skins and Prestige skins, you cannot get from any of the pools now. You can't get it from orbs, you can't get it from chests, you can't get it from shit. Which I actually think is a good idea. I wish, though, because of this, they increased the amount of Mythic Essence you get, aka Gemstone drop rate. But they're only doing that for the beginning for the paid chest, so that's kind of ass, right? It's really trying to money grub. But it's better than what we used to have, so it's fine. So, moving forward, whenever you see something described as exclusive, that means the only way to get it is through the means described at launch. like event tokens. The only exception will be a window during future season starts, where prestige and mythic skins are at least 1 year old, will temporarily reappear in loot drops and reroll pools. Wait, what? Holy shit. This is so confusing, man. This is so dumb. We're removing mythic skins from loot pools, including rerolls, moving forward whenever you see something described as exclusive. But it'll come back into the shop as well. So there's only a limited amount of time where you could get it from loot drops and reroll pools, which is weird why they would even do that. But the old caveat to this is old event orbs and capsules in your inventory, which you saw how much I had earlier, will always have the chance because they're not going to redo the loot pool. So that's fine. So phase 2, this is the phase I'm excited for, which who knows when this is coming. Starting in phase 2, prestige skins are leveling up. We're experimenting with a new thematic layer, aka chromas, to help them stand apart and feel more like more than gold chromas. Oh no, I was wrong, sorry. So I thought Prestige 2.0 was this bullshit they were doing here. No, they're actually ramping up the prestige skins to make them actually good now. So that's good. They're high fashion reimaginings of the base thematic as if it were a theme for a red carpet or runway event. So basically we're getting more Debonair Zed. That's basically what they're saying. And a brand new splash art. Thank fucking Christ. Excuse me. This is the part that really confuses me. Loot showcase events like 2021's Project or Battle Academia are switching from prestige point bundles to a reward track that progresses as you open event capsules. Is this only for paid shit though? Because they say prestige point bundles because you can only buy those with money. The skins that would have been released for prestige points are now exclusive, releasing as the final reward on showcase milestone reward tracks. After the event ends, they'll become unobtainable until they're unvaulted in the Mythic shop in the future. So my question is, do you have to buy this bundle on top of the pass? Or is this included in the pass? I'm so confused what this means. If this is as bad as I think it is, where you have to buy this on top of the pass, this is one of the most scummiest changes I've ever seen. So before, you could earn the skin that was a prestige skin with prestige... with prestige points by eventually saving up enough prestige points from the passes. Like, you could grind out 2,200 tokens and then buy 100 prestige points and then buy the skins. Now, I don't know if they're letting you do that. Which is scary. That's really shitty and scummy if they do that. A showcase milestone track is designed to match the same amount of loot you would have had to buy to earn 100 prestige points through capsule bundles. Yeah, so the way they're saying it, through capsule bundles, you literally would have to buy all these, which is a lot of money. But with a bunch of extra loot rewards attached, these reward tracks will look something like this. One capsule event icon. The fact that you can spend money and only get an event icon is fucking stupid. I need to see how this works, but this sounds so bad. Masterwork milestones are infinitely repeatable rewards track for opening Masterwork chests. We're currently playing on the following. There it is. I guess it's okay. So the more, basically Riot's doing, the more shit you buy during the event, the more bundles you buy, the more you'll get, versus people who just buy the pass or free-to-play players. This is really fucking shitty if this is what it is. That's disgusting. Mythic Essence drop rate. Alright, no one cares. Phase 3. This is the one I want to know. Event Pass Evolved. The last step of the Mythic content overhaul is an update to League's event passes, hybridizing the existing token shop system and more traditional battle passes. Okay. Earn XP from playing games and completing missions, and unlock tokens and other rewards as you level up through the pass. All the rewards spread across different event mission types today are consolidated into a 50 level reward, including a paid and free track. So they're basically copying TFT. Free event missions converted into free pass track rewards. Still includes 300 total tokens. So basically nothing's changing except the way that you get it. Cool. Pass token bank missions converts to paid pass track at each level. After all 50 pass levels, there's an infinitely repeatable 51st level that grants tokens. That's good. Pass milestone missions, so it's basically the same, just in a new format. Pass weekly missions now grant XP instead of tokens, so you could get the tokens from the battle pass. Cool, everyone's copying Fortnite. First win of the day missions earn XP for the first win or play 3 matches each day. Thank God they added the 3 matches. Like the standard first win, this is a use it or lose it model. You can't accrue multiple first wins. That is fine. Like today, you'll spend tokens you earn in Token Shop, and once the new event pass launches, we'll adjust tuning as needed. To ensure it doesn't take longer to grind 2,000 tokens than it does now, the new event shop has a few usability improvements, like category tags. Wow! Okay, when League's event passes evolve, we're now increasing its price. Event passes will still cost the same, an arm and a leg. Include 4 event orbs and 200 event tokens. We're also keeping the 260, 50 RP. Okay, no one cares. And the event's prestige. Damn. Okay, so overall good. I'm just very worried. So I'm very worried for Phase 2. I'm very worried for the showcase milestones, because this is just involving money. This really doesn't affect the majority of the player base, because the majority of the player base doesn't want to pay money. That's kind of scary. Money, money, money. But let's see if they added any changes here. So let's reread a lot of stuff. Mythic skins and accessories in the Mythic shop will rotate every 3 months. Okay, we saw that. Every 6 patches. New Mythic skins debut at 100 ME and will cost 125 in the future. Legacy Mythics that were once purchasable via Gemstones will also be available in the shop and cost 100 on first unvault, then 125 on future. Here's what we offer for this patch rotation. So Ashen Knight Pike, that's the new one. So this is from patch 12.6, which is this one, to patch 12.12, which is in 3 months. So Ashen Knight Pike, Emberwork Chroma, Emberwoken? Bro, this is literally Dark Souls. Ashen Knight Pike Summoner Icon, no one cares. I'm coming for your emote, no one cares. Hextech Annie, cool. Hextech Amumu, ass. Mythic accessories, cool, but pretty ass. Okay. So they removed the Hextech chest and key and added just the random skin. I mean, that's cool, I guess. It saves time. And then Unvaulted Prestige skins. Prestige skins can only appear in the Mythic shop at least 1 year after their original release. That's fine. They'll cost 125 the first time and then more. Nah. Di. Kalinichta. Okay, now that I've said goodnight to my whole family, let's get back to it. 200 ME if they've been unvaulted for 3 or more times. Usually 2 prestige skins will be unvaulted at a time and will be only available in the Mythic shop for 1 month. However, to celebrate the new shop's launch, we want you to spend even more money. And we're unvaulting 6 prestige skins that will be available for 3 months. So they're basically just copying this above for the first 3 months. And maybe they're even adding more as the next patches come out. But overall, this is going to be faster. So the prestige skins are going to rotate faster just because there's so many of them, I think. I think there's more than there is Hextech. Okay. And prestige skins from 2018 and 2019 start at higher tiers to respect the original owners who obtained them when they were released way back when, which I like. That is good. Commemorative ones, so if you already had these, you get a special chroma. I have Kaisa, so I'm getting that one. Vayne, I'm getting that one. And that's it. Cool. Exclusive Mythic and Prestige skin debuts. So this is what I'm very curious about. Let's read this again. To highlight the release of the new Mythic and Prestige skins, limited edition loading screen boards and summoner icons can now only be obtained by purchasing the skin in the Mythic shop or event token shop during the skin's initial debut. Once a Mythic or Prestige skin is no longer available, it will be added to the regular loot drop and skin shard reroll pools without the limited edition loading screen and border. Okay, so they changed that. This means that the Mythic and Prestige skins can still be obtained via loot drops or skin reels, but only after their debut period ends. And without their matching borders and icons. So if you were basically... if you want to show off that you spent money, that's basically what they're saying. Cool. Yeah, so this is a change from the original plan. They were just going to remove it entirely. But that devalues people spending money on the chests and the orbs and everything, so they decided not to do that. Smart choice, Riot. So it allows the collectors to basically show off their shit. Okay, Phase 2. All the above announcements are just Phase 1. We're not launching Phase 2 just yet, which is stupid. We do have one big update to share regarding Showcase and Masterwork Milestones. What happens if I click this? Where does this take me? Okay, this takes me to the same exact page as before. Cool. Okay. So what have they adjusted? Which are reward tracks that will replace much of what was offered through prestige points in the past. We've adjusted our plans for Showcase, and prestige skins that debut during Showcase will be available for the mission. Thank God. Thank God. Okay, everything else is fine that they have in there. The only thing that really tickled me dirty was the fact that prestige skins that debuted during the showcases weren't in the Mythic shop. Now they are. Thank goodness. Once the showcase ends, the prestige skin will immediately retire from the Mythic shop and become available via loot drops and rerolls without its border icon. Thank goodness. So it's like the old one. Oh, thank God. As long as we can buy Mythic Essence from the passes, then we're good. Then this is good. We were just in the showcase Masterwork rewards track to accommodate this update. Don't forget there's also Phase 3. Cool. Hextech Rentals? We're removing the ability to activate loot shards to rent champion skins and ward skins for 7 days. Virtually no one used the rental system. Yeah. Many players didn't even know it existed. Any rentals that are currently active will stay active for their remaining duration. The ability to upgrade shards into permanents, reroll them into permanents, or disenchant them is not affected. Okay, so they're just removing rentals. That's fine. Who the fuck would want to rent a skin, honestly? Failure or clash, no one cares. Bug fixes, no one cares. Okay, and finally we're at the end. Holy shit. Let's talk about the skins. So, overall, the skins, I think, are really, really good. I'm always a fan for non-China catering or Asian catering skin lines because I feel like they make too many skin lines catering to the Asian audience, which isn't bad per se. It's just it's annoying because it kind of makes me feel like they're greedy because that's where most of the audience is, which it makes sense, but I don't like it. I want skins catered for me. And these skins definitely are. These are like, well, you could say these are Asian catering too, but I also like them. So they're basically just furry anime skins based off Battle Bunny Riven. You got Battle Bunny Prime Riven, super good skin. Battle Bunny MF, which is a legendary, which she already has a pseudo ultimate, so I don't know why she got this, but whatever. I haven't really looked too much into it, but it seems kind of shitty. So we'll see how that is. Battle Bat Vayne and Battle Wolf Silas both look really fucking good. Battle Cat Jinx, mwah, really, really good. Prestige Battle Cat Jinx, I actually don't know if I prefer this over the original. I think they're both good. I think the original is a little bit better, though. And then Dark Souls Pike, what a great skin this is. They need to do more skins referencing other media. That is what sells the big bucks. One thing I always say about League that Smite outdoes them in is just... Oh, you think I'm better? Thank you. I think that Smite has so many brand deals and just copies so much other media, either through like shitty like names, which League attempted to do with Star Guardian, and they still do. But like Smite actually does actual deals. Like they have fucking Avatar in there. Like come on, they have Avatar and they have Transformers. Like the fuck? League, you have more money than them. Start getting some good skins in this fucking game, man. Look at Fortnite. Fortnite paved the way. Fortnite added Rick, Naruto, Kratos, Master Chief. They had to pay for those, but it worked out because look how many people buy those fucking skins. Now it's a question of when will they be added to. Even League is in Fortnite. Fortnite needs to fucking influence League now and make League get exclusive, like, or not exclusive, like real life skins. They really need to do this shit. But anyway, I think these are all great skins. Except maybe the Riven one. Or sorry, maybe the MF one just because it's a legendary. Overall though, pretty decent patch. Just because of all the system updates and the nice skins. And because they really changed the really bad part about Phase 2, which I'm happy about. I'm honestly going to give this one... excuse me. I'm going to give this one... And they did try some ballsy changes with Rengar. There's not many, though, honestly. Like, if you're actually looking at, like, stat and balance changes for the game, there's not many. It was mostly just content stuff and, like, the Mythic shit. Oh, God. I'm going to give it a 7. I'm going to give it a 7 Marshmallows out of 10. I think it was okay. I think I'm excited for the future. I think some of these nerfs were fucking useless, as usual. But the biggest reason I like this is because all of the non-gameplay related stuff, aka here. So overall, 7 out of 10 Marshmallows. I have like no time, so I'm getting out of here. I hope you guys enjoyed, and hopefully I will still be here by the next time we do patch notes. I'm out of here.